Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, my goodness. News flash FriYay. Holy cow. There was a lot of things that happened this week in the news. And, but before we get to that, hi, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome. Look who's with us tonight. We have Kim.
Yay, hello.
How are things for you, Kim, in your neck of the woods?
Good. Yeah, everything's good. Just same old me.
Same old.
Working and, hanging out. So, yeah. How are you, Debbie?
I'm good. It's been warm here, so that's
has it? Oh, okay.
finally, because it was so cold, and then a little warm, so that's nice.
Good. So the winter's finally over.
For now.
For now.
You never know here. We've had snow in July. Kevin Lewis, medium. Good to see you. And so, and so that's about that. Anyway,
there is.
But everybody needs to be keep safe. I know it's gonna just be kind of weird as far as weather goes, and whether it's flooding, whether it's heat. Just be extra careful this summer. Oh, and tornadoes and all that, right?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yes.
Yes, Craig, the thunderstorms in New Mexico right now, too.
Wow.
And thank you for all the questions coming in. This is News Flash FriYay. So we already have 11 questions that have come in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In regard to current topics. So as people are popping in, I know Holly says the energy is so sketchy in every aspect. So as you notice, we are not streaming from both channels. We're only streaming. I'm hosting it. We're streaming from my channel. So you should be able to see all the comments. And but I did find out a little bit more about what's going on with, like, you remember Lisa's channel got demonetized and all that. And so did some of our other families in this community and a bunch of different types of communities after researching. And it's because of this multi-streaming thing. So they're claiming that it's not original content.
Oh.
Do that.
Okay.
If you stream one thing on two channels, it's not original content on one of the channels because it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why is it a feature? It's a feature on StreamYard, not on YouTube. So that's where the disconnect is, Connie B.
Yeah.
You need to get together and talk about it.
StreamYard and YouTube need to get together and talk and chit chat. So, yeah. Okay. So we might as well get started. As Catherine said, it's super hot where she's in Texas, I think.
Oh, right.
That heat is really bad. So be careful, you guys. Do everything you can to try to stay cool. And yeah. And we'll dive in, huh? You ready, Kim? Ready to?
I think I'm ready. Yeah.
Hey. How's that song go? Are you ready? We're going to start here with Unique One. Hi, Unique One. Hi, Deb and Kim, two of my favorites. Will Wall Street journalist be convicted of espionage? He was indicted today in Russia. Evan Gershkovich being held in Russia. Okay. Will he be charged in Russia?
So I'm getting it. I'm sorry. I'm getting a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Happening with my. Can you hear that feedback?
A little bit.
Weird. Yeah, I'm getting a yes, but that it's not real. It's a sham. It's a garbage. It's not real. But I'm getting a yeah.
Yeah.
Just to hold him there.
And it just to what I was getting as well. It's so they can again for the circus or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it too. A circus.
But I got a yes right away too, and I was kind of bummed. So I'm like, can I? But of course, and just to kind of use it for their advantages.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's all and that's what politicalization really looks like of the justice system. That's what it really is, when it's just like you just hold anybody for whatever reason and use it as leverage for something. So.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, again, circus. I got the circus card.
Oh gosh. Okay. So yeah,
it is. They're just lassoing him in and it's a circus.
Right.
Just yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you guys, let's send love and light to him, his family. How horrible. All right. Melody, good morning. Will Trump grace our screens with a debate debacle? So the debate is coming up. I forget when the first one is, but apparently
it's in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like July 11th, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, is that right? No, July 11th is I can't remember exactly when it is, but it's a couple of weeks away.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm thinking of his sentencing. No, it's so it's like the end of the month, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
27th. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Let's see. Is he gonna do his regular shenanigans? I feel like he's being coached. Not that he ever listens, but I do feel coaching. I have a coaching energy around him that on how to kind of get Biden to glitch, to get mad. They want 45 to get him to get mad, or to fire him up a little bit, to get him off his I'm cool and steady game. They want him to I also was shown that 45, or other people are calling him 34 now. Anyway, he just says whatever. Like, he just says he doesn't care if you fact check him or not. He just says whatever thing he wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
If he says that he created flowers, then he's just going to say it. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a filter for that. He just says whatever he wants. If it sounds like a good thing for him, he just says it, no matter if it's real.
Well, and he knows his people are with him no matter what. The problem is that this is going to be a wider audience, so he will just say whatever. But I don't know I don't think that it will fly exactly the same way it does with his own crowd.
Right. I think that's why they're coaching him too. But I think that's why they're coaching him is because he has a tendency just to say whatever.
Yeah, I keep getting that he's trying to not do it. I feel like his people feel like there's no upside. There's no upside for him to this. So I feel like he may try to get out of it. If he goes, you're probably right, Debbie, that he's gonna just be a jerk and obnoxious. The only thing is with this is that they're going to cut off people's mics when they're done answering the question. And so he won't have that ability like he did before to talk over him, be like, so I understand now why they're like, it's not, there's no upside. Cause, so I feel like he might try to get out of it. Like last minute, some kind of family thing or health thing or whatever. It's not a good deal for him. I don't even know why they did it, because for him, it's not a very good format or the way it's going to be done. And I feel like Biden has, it's like they have comebacks. As annoying as he is, they know what he's going to say. He says the same stuff over and over and over again. So I feel like they've got comebacks for everything. Hunter Biden, they've got a comeback, so they're not going to be taken by surprise by anything Trump does. Basically, they're ready for it. They've got it. But he may not be there. He may not show up.
Biden will be up there by himself.
It'll be a town hall or something.
Turn it into a town hall. I wonder if we could do it. Trump be at the debate. Oh. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe he won't be. I just did these.
Oh, did the dowsing rods and yeah.
I had a part-way no, part-way yes. Never seen it do that.
Yeah, and that is what it feels. It feels like they're trying to figure out a way to get him out of it or not to do it.
So they're trying. That's the energy right now. So I literally have a part yes, part no. I've never seen that happen with these. It's usually yes or no, right?
Yeah.
I did throw some cards on it while we were talking about it. And oops, didn't mean to do that. And it was that they are trying to take some kind of direct action to make it stop because it's too much for him to go. But it didn't say a yes or no. So that's why I'm
okay. So yeah.
Still
interesting.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, still on 45 here. Heather says, did the Trump crime family have private email servers that they used for government business? Does the DOJ know? That's a very interesting question.
I just got the word encrypted. So I feel like they had stuff that maybe they, like it was in code or something. I don't know if it's emails though. To me, it just feels like devices or something.
You know what? What I'm being reminded of is, how when he accuses others on something that, he himself.
Yeah. Every accusation's a confession. Yes.
It reminded me of that, but they were also saying here, and I like your word encrypted that you used, but they're also showing that this is being deeply investigated. Like there's not anything that's not unturned in regard to this. in finding any of these back alley communications.
Right. And it does, but it does, and I think that's a great way to put it, because it does feel like seedy. It has like a seedy feel to it, like they're talking about stuff they shouldn't have been talking about, planning stuff they shouldn't have been planning. It's, yeah. So I think that's a good, way to think of it, as kind of back alley, thing. Yeah,
very much so. And so they do know. I mean, to answer your question, Heather, yes, they know, and they are doing everything to uncover all of this, to be able to lay it all out. Again, they're saying everything he says is a confession to what he's doing.
Right.
But they are looking into this. I feel like they're going to find some stuff. It's going to be part of what they find is going to be part of kind of what this is. This is a jail card to me when I read about this. But
okay.
We also have a 5 of Swords there. This is a losing situation for him. This is something he cannot get out of. Like, he can't hide this. There's no hiding. And something's going to come out in regard to that. And and yes, they're on to it. They're on it. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I think they're saying that they found it, or or whatever, found more of it because of January 6th. It's like going through everybody's stuff that this came up. So I feel like it came up in that. Like one investigation, like led then into this other area where it's like, oh, what's all this stuff? And like then they started looking at everything like that. That's what I think. That's what I think. I'm not exactly sure what my guys are trying to show me, but I think that's what it is. That it kind of came about because of that.
That makes sense. All right. Here's a question came out of my members group today, and Ness, thank you for writing it into the chat for us. What is the impact of Saudi Arabia's exiting this 80-year agreement? They've been in agreement for 80 years, like Saudi Arabia exiting petrodollar agreement on U.S. How is it going to affect U.S. citizens now that they are exiting this agreement? On oil, like 50 years? Oh, I thought it was 80. 50 years. Okay. See, thank you, Ness, for fact checking me in real time. All right. I feel like this is not, this isn't like out of the blue. Like we saw this, we knew this was coming. I feel like there were some plans for it. It was planned for. It's not a shock, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I'm not getting any red flags. I'm not getting any markets falling or anything. I'm not getting any of that. Almost
I keep getting this is the old world, or this is like the old world. It doesn't, had it happened 50 years ago or even 30 years ago, I feel like it may have made had a ripple effect or kind of made things unstable, but today it doesn't matter. It's almost like it's outdated anyway. It doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting kind of a meh, who cares, you know, kind of thing. But I feel like had it been a while ago, it may have made a big difference. But now it's like it's an old, it's antiquated, it's old, it's not relevant really anymore. If that makes sense, I don't even know if that makes sense, but that because I'm not really sure what it is, but that's what.
I think you're spot on with that, and
oh, good. I'll just take that as that.
It's almost like since they are the ones creating that exiting, it's almost. I feel like it's almost a relief.
To kind of be done with that. Yeah. I can see that.
I think they're going to be bummed at the reaction. Like I think they were hoping for a bigger reaction, but we're going in a different direction. So. We're headed in a different direction. I have the Knight of Pentacles, Justice. But yeah, I do feel it's all again like I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect like zero. Okay. All right. Sweetie darling Lulu. Hello.
Hey, hello.
So what now with Alito and Thomas? Any recusals?
Those people. Just.
Oh my God.
They're just so aggravating.
Mm-hmm. I think
their wives are awful. I'm sorry to say, as a spiritual person, their wives are horrible.
I know. And talk about the word you used, antiquated, would be appropriate with them. They just, that energy, their mindsets.
And
it's not where we're
going. One commentator called Thomas and Alito ungrateful. And I thought that's so true. They are ungrateful because look at the heights they have been able to reach, you know, through the United States, and yet they just aren't grateful at all. They treat the nation with such disdain. It's so weird. When I think it was on one of my Thursday night lives, so Debbie, and I went into the Alito, like looking at Alito, and his energy felt like Michael Flynn, which I thought was very interesting because Michael Flynn is like that. He's very angry at the U.S. He's angry at the United States. He has a chip on his shoulder, but he had that same energy. As I went in, it was surprising to me. I didn't expect that. I expected more like kind of aloof, kind of snobby, kind of that kind of thing. And I got like a Michael Flynn, like a really angry, miserable, a little bit crazy man, you know?
A little bit crazy man. Yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
And it makes sense because he wants it. He wants the good old days back. You know what I mean? Like he's part of that Christian nationalist thought processes. And so it makes sense what you tapped into there with him. What scares me with this whole thing, Kim, is that, you know, before I awakened to the problems in our government, I thought, you know, when you thought of the Supreme Court justices, that they were the highly intelligent and they were going to be there forever, and they're the laws, you know what I mean? They were on this pedestal,
right?
But how horrifying that they aren't intelligent. There's no, you know, what happened? Like, how did
money? I think it's just money. I think it's just greed. I think they just think and I think that, you know, I remember a reading I did too, where I was looking at them like Thomas and Alito, and something that popped up that I had never. I didn't quite understand it when I got it, and I still am kind of like, what? But there's this whole. They have this whole. It felt like a whole like. Some kind of belief system that the rich, the very elite, should be in charge in making the decisions. They're the ones that know. Everybody else doesn't know, and they are the ones that know. And so there was this kind of just like wanting to have a world kind of like a royal family or like oligarchs, where these rich people are just making the decisions, and everybody else can just go and whatever, fight over crumbs. But that's what it felt like. And it felt like there was a whole network of like people that believe this way. And that's how they believe. And so they don't care if we get mad. They don't care if we get upset. And we can't, and I guess you can't touch you can impeach them. I don't know why they're not trying to impeach these two people when we know that they've taken bribes, but they see themselves, they have too much power, basically. Some people shouldn't have that kind of power, and those two are two of them.
Yeah.
Because they've been corrupted, and they're corrupt, and their belief systems are weird, is what it came up. And even just hearing his wife talk on those tapes and stuff, they have that they're completely out of touch. They think they're all in this other realm of, they're the best and they're the greatest and only listen to that. They just have this weird view of themselves that's just off.
Yeah.
Little nutty.
Oh gosh. Anyways, it's disheartening.
It is disheartening.
As all this comes to the surface. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We've been warned that all this stuff is going to be coming to the surface.
Yeah.
But it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the question again? What with them?
What's happening with them? I'm sure you've read on them, and that they both are going to be leaving. They will be two of the one. I see more than that leaving the court. I feel like both of them are on that list that will be leaving.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Yeah. Because of their greedy ways and the inability to let go of that greed, they will lose their job. The past is coming back to get them. And at least 3 of them will be leaving. I have the 3 of Swords there.
Yeah, I've always gotten 3 too. Yeah, and I felt like both of those guys would be gone. I thought maybe the Chief Justice would be the other one to leave for some reason, but it felt like 3 conservatives. It didn't feel like the liberal ones. It felt like conservatives.
Yeah. The ones that are the ones that put themselves here in this greedy place, but they will lose their job. The page is loss of job. And because of their need for control and their greed and their overpowering and their inability to surrender, let go of that energy, and that's these 2 cards, the 4 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups in reverse, they will lose that job. And at least 3 of them, they are looking at least 3 of them for that reason. There might be more that will leave, but
yeah.
But 3 of them are with the 3 of Swords. Does that make sense? So maybe more go, but 3 of them are.
Yeah. I feel like this is in the new year. I feel like it's after Trump loses. I feel like too that for entertainment purposes only, that Thomas has a lot of health issues. Thomas has a lot of things going on with his health.
Mm-hmm.
He has some health issues or problems that may make it difficult for him to stay. And I feel like Alito might just retire. I feel like he might just, and I agree. Somebody else said that Roberts may step down. I thought that might be the third one that I kept feeling was going to leave, was Roberts.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But Clarence, yeah, I've done some dives on him and deep dive readings on him, and that health card comes up. Yeah. For him as well, and his wife as well.
I'm getting that. Yeah, I just feel like the new year.
2025.
Yeah.
2025. I mean, this could go into 2020. We're going to start seeing some shifting 2025, 2020, and into 2026.
I keep getting like the almost like it's usually like my sign for when things are like things are going to be like shifting around, like the powers that be are going to be shifting around. So I feel like there might be a lot of changes with the Supreme Court in 2025, not just those people leaving, but maybe even some numbers, like adding a couple, and like it just feels like there's a lot of shifting around there, and maybe some rules added or whatever, oversight, that kind of thing. But I feel like a lot of stuff is going to change with that in like the next year and even 2 years.
Exactly what I've been getting on my Wednesday show as well.
Okay.
Yep. That term limit, they're going to be looking at that whole.
Looking at everything, yeah.
It's just not working, and they never want this to happen again, where the freedom of the land and democracy is at risk. They can't allow this to happen again, so they will revamp this.
And this asking why, to me it just feels like because I don't even think that, I feel like a lot's going to happen between now and the election. I feel like still a ton of stuff is going to come out, a ton of stuff is going to unfold, and I feel like by the time we get to the other side, it's like we have to do something. And it's, we're forced into looking at everything. And so it just feels like it's we have to kind of thing. It does it. And I feel like it's also like it's time, like it's been too long. It's been the same way for such a long time that it's like, we need to change things a little bit. And I think that's the point, right, of all this coming up, is that stuff needs to change.
Yeah, needs to change. It's time's up for it. The crown is upside down. And Ness said something about them being like nobility in our land.
Yeah.
They're losing that. The world is changing.
Yeah.
And the world is changing, and things that are in the dark are coming to the light. And it feels chaotic, but it's just a shift, and it's gonna be better in the long run. Yeah.
And it feels like, and I did want to say about like all of this, because it's just, we had plenty of chances to get rid of Trump. The Republicans had chance after chance after chance after chance, and they haven't taken any of them. And so every time they don't take the chance, because he's going anyway, it gets worse and worse and worse for them, but also for us, because we've got to live through it too. And so when this is finally done, it's going to be such a relief to everybody that there are going to be sweeping changes, big changes. And maybe had they gotten rid of him a long, long time ago, maybe the changes would be more mild and like over a long period of time. But I think because of their actions, they've kind of condensed everything. So it's more chaotic, it's more explosive, but it's also faster.
Yeah.
And so the difficulty is faster, but also the solutions are faster.
Right.
So,
Kind of like a tower card.
yeah. Exactly.
That's abrupt, but things land into place faster. And
yeah, and with that though also comes a lot of fear energy, a lot of worry, a lot of hanging on by our fingernails, a lot of living on the knife's edge. But and people are tired. That's the other thing, is that people are exhausted with all of this, and especially people that are sensitive are feeling, have felt these energies day in and day out, and it's a lot. But but I think that's what is going on, and some days can be very like, what are we doing? but it'll pass.
Yeah. And I like what you say here, Celtic Seer, that their reputation is hitting a low. And they're going to have to revamp this and gain back their a good reputation, something that we can trust. Right now, no one trusts them. Of course, they don't care. Some of them.
Well, that's the thing, is that I think they think that, well, it's for the greater good. It was whatever weird greater cause they have that's for the greater good. But I think that once the rubber hits the road, it will matter to them, because they're going to realize, oh, we've lost, and we've lost, and now this is how we'll be remembered in history, and that's it. So I think it will dawn on them at some point. But right now, they're completely lost in their own, as Cassie likes to say, they're up their own ass.
They're up their own ass and their own privilege.
They are just up their own ass. They're in, they got a yes factory around them that's just telling them, oh, you're wonderful and everything you do is great. So they're in that silo, and once that starts to crack and break apart, they'll realize, oh, I guess we messed up our whole legacy.
Yes, factory.
Bad.
I'm going to have to borrow that one from Cassie. Okay. And we'll go down here to James. Hi, James. Thank you for that donation. Very kind. Will the GOP have Trump replaced by someone else for the election, like Romney? If yes, will this help or hinder us? So if something happens and Trump is needing to be replaced by someone, who will this be helpful or hinder us?
I think it would be most likely Nikki Haley if they replaced him. I think it would be most likely her.
I got a woman as well. Mm-hmm.
But she has a very Romney-like energy. I put her and Pence and Romney kind of in that up their own ass, kind of like Christian-y, uptight, kind of that type, that feel.
Well, out of all of them, I prefer Romney, because at least
I mean, they're but they're similar, and the feel, they're kind of like that, you know what I mean, like that uptight kind of prudish kind of, I don't know what that is, but so same diff is all I can say. But I think it could be Haley if they do replace him.
I think so, Craig. That's kind of, and I do feel I do feel that they have things in place in case something happens. I really do. I already
and just like all other opportunities, they're going to have a couple more up, and even between now and that date, they'll have a couple more to get rid of him. The offers are going to keep coming, because he's not meant to be, you know what I mean? He's going to be leaving no matter what. He's going to be gone. Mm-hmm. And going to be learning from, this experience. But how long this takes and how much torture we go through is up to us. It's up to them. It's up to,
Mm-hmm.
we're making these decisions. And they'll have opportunities to get rid of him again. They will.
But at the end of the day, James, the question here is that going to hinder us? And I still see Biden in the White House for the next term. So no matter how it plays out, how chaotic it gets, I feel he will get that second term.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
All right. I think James. Okay. This isn't a question, but interesting thing I learned is Roberts, Kavanaugh, and Barrett were all part of Bush's legal team and helped him still. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I do actually feel like that's the game plan right now. What Republicans are thinking about is keeping it close enough that they could do something like that, send it to the Supreme Court, which is scary. It is scary, but it would have to be really close, and I don't think it's going to be. I think it looks like that right now, but when we actually go in November, it's not going to look that way. It's not going to be as a lot. Like I said, a lot's going to happen between now and then, still. So, but that is what I felt the game plan was. So I think that fact is for a reason why it's coming up for you, because that is what I felt like they wanted to do. Yeah, make it too big to rig. Exactly. Make that gap too big to rig.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Colleen. What will happen now that Canon invited pro-Trump attorneys to speak at the hearing, saying appointment of special counsel Jack Smith was unconstitutional and should be dismissed? I'm sure you read on all of this on your Thursday, haven't you? Have you read on Jack's?
A bit, yeah, some of it. I can't remember what exactly the question was, but it was. I don't think it was this specific question, but
yes, but
yeah. I feel like this case is going forward with or without Judge Canon. It just feels like it has a life of its own. And I think it's because there are other judges that see how important it is, that see it's very, very concerning, and see that it's important. So I feel like she can do what she wants, basically. It feels like this case it's going to go forward with or without her. That's what I'm getting. So what do you think, Debbie?
I feel like she's going to be gone within 2 months.
Ooh, okay.
To go. So I feel like, I just heard 2 months, like within 2 months that she'll be gone. This is moving forward. Jack is not going to be removed or whatever. He will be taking this case forward, and I feel like she's going to be replaced. And I got 2 months on that. I'm going to throw cards.
Okay. That's by the end of the summer, really, right?
By the end of the summer. Yeah. That would be 2 months was real cool. I mean, that's what I heard. I have to go with what I hear, you guys. So what would that be? So we're June,
August,
August.
end of August.
Yeah, end of August, September-ish.
It's shocking to me, even at this juncture, like as Trump is right now, that people are still throwing away their careers for him. Like full career. She's a judge. You know what I mean? It's like, she's gonna, like you said, the writing is on the wall. They keep warning her and saying, stop doing this stuff. And it's so shocking to me how many people still are going to bat for this guy and just throwing away their reputation and throwing away their careers. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting, the hold he has over people, because I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't see all that oozing charisma that everyone talks about. I just don't see it.
Okay, well, I do feel that by November, we're going to see her exiting. I know I got a couple months here. We're going to see something play out in this, and something's happening in a couple months. And maybe that fall time is that, maybe that is September.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so, maybe beginning of September, maybe like around there.
Mm-hmm. But of course, entertainment purposes only when I use timing cards. But yeah, they're working. Yeah, they're coming after her, no doubt. She's going to find that. But yeah, they're not going to stand for this with her. Something's coming back to bite her. I got that immediately with her, way back when she first even came out, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, here's one. Rob. Hi, Rob. How deep does the corruption go of the GOP? Corruption of the GOP go? Oh, boy. Is cavernous a word?
I know, right? Yeah.
Is that a word, Rob? It is old, ancient, and deep is what I'm getting. This game of chess, Rob, has been being played for decades, maybe even a century.
Yeah.
Wow. It's going to become clear, though. It's all about that money. Old men. Holy moly. Do you want to go, or do you want me to show my cards?
Well, I'm getting like that a lot of it's like it's anger and money. Those are the two like big things that come up. And I feel like the anger stuff started with Nixon. That like really started to bubble over. That was such a huge like embarrassment, humiliation, and also angry because they felt like that's not fair. Other people do stuff too or whatever, but it was that anger and then the money. And I feel like that it's kind of like with police officers, when being a cop, there are two types of people that want to do that job because you get to carry a gun and you have a badge, you get to tell people what to do. One is the protect and serve people that want to serve the community. And the other type is the type that just wants to walk around like a big shot and tell people what to do and push people around and have the gun and blah, blah. So you've got these two factions because of what the job is. And I think with politics now, because there's so much money, that you still have people that want to just serve in their government, be a civil servant, but you have this other faction that's drawn to it just for the money, just for the greed, just for what they can get. Marjorie Taylor Greene, those types, right? So it's deep, but it's that anger, greed combination that's making this Republican Party the way they are. And then you add in the yucky stuff with the church and all that stuff with all the abortion and everything. It's like a bad stew, because it's like these things are thrown in there and they're so bad together and make the corruption, like you said, cavernous. It makes it so deep. But it's also that it's drawing in the wrong kind of people now. Even in some Democratic, in the Democratic Party, is the same kind of thing. It's drawing in some of the wrong types, and just more so in the Republicans. It does not, like it doesn't exist in Democrats. It's just more so in the Republican Party because they've gone off the rails and they've just swung open the doors to whoever wants to bribe them and give them money for entertainment purposes only. But that's what I'm getting. So
yeah, and you painted that picture very, very well. Where I was tapping in was the core of it, the root of it. It's this old money, or you got that old money.
Yeah.
And the white man or whatever, the men, old money. But things are shifting. Things are coming about. It's going to become clear. It's going to come in the open. It's going to be revealed. It will all come out. But they've stayed hidden until now.
Yeah.
And now they can't hide because we have a voice. And before they could control the voice so much better. They're trying to control the voice. You see all the news, the quote news,
right?
News
local newses and stuff. Yeah.
That they, you can tell their narrative is being controlled because they say the exact same line in each channel.
Yeah.
The same narrative. So they're still trying to control that narrative. But they have this family who knows better. So, and we have a voice. So it is coming to the surface. They can't stay in the shadows any longer to what they're doing.
And it's partly why all of these governments are having issues, because it isn't like it used to be in controlling the narrative. It's everybody's on the internet. Everybody has access to all kinds of stuff, not just the stuff they want you to hear. And back when there was just 2 or 3 news stations and it was very easy to control, what people saw and heard, but it's not that way. Not even for China, not even for maybe North Korea, I don't know, but not for Russia. They get somehow the truth seeps in. So it's even though it seems like oligarchs are everywhere and autocracies are everywhere, they really are fading. They're falling down, and they're just, the reason they seem like they're so in our faces because they're holding on. They're gonna try to hold on as long as they can. And it gets scary when that happens. It's like a cornered animal or a wounded animal. It's scary. Yeah. They do dumb things when they're desperate.
Okay, so we're going to end. We'll have one last question here, and then we'll do our card pull for the family here. But we'll do this question. Today is 45's birthday. And so what is his energy today? What does it look like?
Well, interesting fact. And this was a couple of years ago. It was a couple of years ago. And this is for entertainment purposes only, particularly this, because I don't like to put stuff like this out here all the time. But I will say that I have always gotten his passing being when he's 78 years old, and he is 78 today.
Okay.
So just saying. I've gotten that for at least 2 years now, that it would be 78.
Wow.
And so I am very excited for his birthday today. Happy birthday, Trump.
I know. Ness says, happy birthday, Trump. You changed us to do better. Amen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So I hate to be mean like put that out there, but I have gotten that for like a couple of years, and just heard.
That's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
So he feels to me, he's feeling anxious today. I don't know if it's today or just in general.
Mm-hmm.
There's a level of anxiety with him. Not feeling great, not feeling good. Like, I don't feel good. Like, I just don't feel good. That type of feel.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I wouldn't want to be around him. Like, he feels a little extra grumpy. I don't know if that's today or just in general or about his birthday or whatever. But a little, he's projecting a lot of his issues onto others. That's what I'm getting.
So I'm going to echo what you said about not feeling well, because I just keep hearing, I wish I felt better. Because I feel like he feels like some good things are happening right now, and I wish I felt better. Everything feels slow, like in slow motion to me, like everything's slowing down for him physically. This is his physical.
Mm-hmm.
And I also get a fear of falling. He fears falling. He doesn't want to fall. So I feel like he's just hyper conscious of not wanting to fall and not falling down. Maybe he's had close calls or something. So I do feel like he has like equilibrium problems sometimes, like dizziness sometimes. And I keep getting hypertension, but I think that's just like high blood pressure, high salt. I just heard so that he eats lots and lots of salt. He shouldn't have salt.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing the opposite of things that he should be doing. And he's stubborn, He's stubborn. He thinks, well, it's work, I'm still alive and I've always done this, but he's not going to listen to doctors telling him, you need to stop eating hamburgers, you need to start exercising. He's not going to listen to that. He's too set in his ways.
I do feel too that he has been given a diagnosis of some sort. I think he knows about it. He sees what used to be like an open road to him. How when you look ahead and you have this open road and it goes on forever. It came in reverse for him, and on either side of it we have the fuel and the bulldozer. Something has disrupted his view of an open, like he doesn't have much longer. And he feels alone in this, and you have the hot springs as the outcome. But yeah, this is not great. So something's going on with that as well. I don't think this birthday helps. Interesting. For entertainment purposes only. Gosh. Okay. Well.
Yeah. And he also hates getting older. He really does hate it. He feels trapped in his body. It does not agree with him at all. And people have, they give themselves different kinds of ailments and problems and stuff when they are out of alignment, and he's so out of alignment in so many ways, but that is another way that he feels like he is just not aligned with accepting where he is and being happy where he is. He really is miserable the older he gets. It's very, very difficult for him.
Yeah. That could be the read on those cards too, because it's just closing in on me.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing, right? It's the great equalizer.
Yeah. Okay.
We're all in a physical body, and we all have to get out of it somehow. That's the great equalizer.
Where is it? Okay.
You just do like a message for the week, or just a hopeful message, or what?
Yeah, just like a message for the week. Something from spirit to the family here.
Okay.
Something that we can hold on to.
So I have, and I'm going to put on my Charles Nelson Riley glasses. Surrender. Oh, I did my surrender cards. And I got surrender to the beauty of the natural world. And it says, take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and ecstasy there. And I think that's I think that's also a subtle way of them telling us to take breaks from this stuff, take breaks from at least especially the hard days. The next day, take the day off and get outside and spend some time in nature. I also think nature also reminds us a lot about the fact we're always evolving, we're always growing. It has a lot of lessons in it,
It does, and how everything's connected.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, and how all the bugs and everything helps each other out, and I love it.
Yeah. Hey, those are my cards.
So I'm going to be using Kim Intuitive View cards. If you guys don't know about it, she has cards.
My cards.
So we have compassion and sister brotherhood coming in here, so you can see this connection and compassion for one another here. And our prayer of intention is to express and show compassion towards not only towards yourself, but also to others and animals and Mother Earth, and remember that all human beings are your brothers and sisters, and we are all connected through that divine light in each of you. So, combining this intention and the card that Kim got, we are armored for the week. All right. We love you guys. Stay connected and stay in the light. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support and all of that. And Kim, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And do you have anything up that you would like to share with everyone to come and you have your thing on Sunday evenings?
I do. Sunday afternoon, but or it could be evening some places, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to be talking to the woman who did these amazing, in fact, you may want to get them, Debbie. They're called Financial Abundance Oracle cards.
Ooh.
And they're all about like money stuff. And so she's going to come and talk to me about that on Sunday. Should be really interesting. I love those cards because I'm one of those people that does not really feel that connected in with money and finances and stuff like that. And it's really helpful. Really helpful.
Ooh, okay. All right. So don't miss out, you guys, on Sunday with Kim. And then both of our channels all week, you can find stuff going on and to come hang out with the family here. And keep that connection. Love and light to you guys.
Bye.